watching HALENVILLE Live with Fruitcake Tony. Woo!
All right, out of the gate and not late. Charles Greene, how you doing, man?
I like being a little bit late. How you guys doing, man? It's good to see everybody. Right on. It's good to see you.
We are live. It is Tuesday once again. We are cooking in with springtime weather here in North Carolina. March the 19th, we are 2024 March Madness underway. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's so last time I was on a show, I was complaining about how it was shorts and t-shirt and sunglasses. This morning it was 3 layers of clothing, freezing my butt off again. I don't know what to do up in this place nowadays. It's kind of crazy.
We're back to hoodies here today for sure.
Man, I've got 2 t-shirts on, a heavy shirt, and then I've got a hoodie. So yeah, it's cold again. What are you going to do? That's all right. It will not last.
The grass has gotten very green and
oh yeah, dude.
Blooms are everywhere. Yeah. So it is, yeah, it's nippy. But we are still in March the 19th. It is. We'll be out of March in no time into April. Yeah, hope everyone is doing fantastic. Hope your week's going swell so far. It is that night again where we talk Van Halen. Yeah, but hope everybody had a great St. Patrick's Day on Sunday.
That's what I call a rowdy bar.
I know, look.
I love that, man. That is so cool.
No surprise images anywhere, although I'm looking at to the left, to the middle, behind your left ear.
Yeah.
And the guy in the left in the back. So I don't know who that is.
I have no idea.
I'll have another look. Who is that? I don't know.
Isn't that the bar where everybody knows your name? Right? All right. That's in the song. Yeah, there you go. KXM Rock knows. Jesus, man. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Ed, bro, thank you for that. Yeah.
Absolutely
We're
cool.
drinking coffee tonight. We are. Again.
Yeah, I hope everybody had a great St. Patty's Day. I hope everybody stayed safe, kept their wits about them.
Yeah. So Charles, we're going to give some love to the great live Van Halen album Tokyo Dome in concert from 2015. Yeah, I love this live album. I do. Scatty vocals and all. We're going to get into all of those scatty vocals and everything else about it. Yeah.
Scatty's a good word. I like that word.
Yeah. I mean, among
Scat.
other things.
Scatty. Yeah, okay.
We'll
I'm
talk
down.
more about
I'm there.
that.
I'm there.
Specifically more about that. Yeah. A little later on there.
Absolutely. Hey, there's a lot of layers to it.
Yeah, there
A lot of layers
is.
to it, man.
The production is great, I think. We'll talk a lot about that too. Yeah. Anyway, it is Tuesday. It's great to see you, Charles. It's great to be here talking Van Halen. We're gonna give some love next week. I think, unless the earth falls through it, we're gonna give some love to Mammoth WVH as they arrive in Europe and Ireland to start the rest of March and all of April in Europe, and I think places that Van Halen, Hungary and Uruguay, and yeah, dude. And then they come back stateside May 1st to do a good run, and we'll be involved in that good run, Charles Greene.
Hey, it's coming fast here.
Mm-hmm.
Coming real fast.
We are going to talk so much more about that next week. We're going to talk about the upcoming Mammoth tour, most likely next week. A lot of excitement surrounding it.
I just want to say the chat has lost their mind. We'll talk about that.
I have no.
You guys are excellent.
I have not.
I know. I don't do that anymore. I can't. It's too overwhelming.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. If you're new here, we talk Van Halen and Mammoth WVH every Tuesday night. Please subscribe if you're not already. Thank you for that. A little later on tonight, as we do every Tuesday, we're going to run you a little round of nearly impossible Van Halen trivia. Little game where
you're going to like this question, guys. It's a good one.
Yeah, a little game where we ask you a very difficult Van Halen question, so difficult that about every 5 or 6 shows nobody gets it because it's that difficult. But I try to keep it right on the border of ungettable, But for tonight, we're gonna score them of course, we're gonna chunk you $1 million, Van Halen style, like that, right?
Must have cash.
Yeah. We'll sling you some dough. We're going to also, for the PrizePack, give you a ToneChaser Steve Rosen book cover. Right there.
That is a must-have pick.
That's the first cover. And that's the second cover.
Nice.
Let's reverse that. We'll put this in your PrizePack going out there to you for trivia tonight. We take a little break and go to the fridge and stretch it's like the 7th inning stretch. You go get a couple more hot dogs and that one last beer or two, and right on.
Talk about hot dogs. Remember when we went to see WVH and Guns N' Roses, and WVH just played, and we were waiting for Guns N' Roses to come on, and you looked at me and you said, "Man, I'm hungry. I need a hot dog."
Yeah.
That damn hot dog was fantastic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I'm hungry. Thanks, Tony. Thanks.
Oh, it's always time for a hot dog, man. At least
No, that
one,
was a fantastic hot dog,
That's just a
man.
snack, bro.
Damn, it was a great show.
Yeah. So I guess let's open up the chat. If you are just joining Fruitcake Tony, Charles Greene along, we're talking about this gem of a CD.
Wonderful.
I'm a CD guy.
It's wonderful for lots of reasons.
Yeah, absolutely, for lots of reasons. I listen to that often. I got a lot of Van Halen live stuff, as a lot of us do, live on CD that I listen to. But this was really the only offering that had Dave, had Wolf in it too, but I really liked it a lot from day one. Let's open up the chat, Charles. How about it?
You going to the top or the bottom, bro? It's a win-win either way. I'll let you know that going in.
All right. I'll roll to the top tonight. All right. All right. So if you are just joining, say hello in the chat. It is Tuesday. All right. Let's see. First one up there is R2, R3.
Right there, bro.
Our Van Halen brother.
It's good to see you, man. Right on. Right on, brother.
There's our other Van Halen brother, Tommy. What's up, Tom?
Tommy. It's good to see you. Love you, brother.
See you, bro.
Right on, man.
Christopher Lifesover. What's happening, dude?
Christopher, I hope all is going well, bro. Right on, bro.
Mitch Heyman, good to see you, sir.
Mitch, you rocks. Good to see you, my man.
Always a pleasure.
Right on, Mitch.
KXM rock, Charles.
KXM, you rock, brother. Right on, man.
Good to see you, dude.
Right on.
Mike as himself. What's up, Mike?
Right on, Mike. It's good to see you, bro.
Right on.
Good to see you.
There's Al's G up in here. What's up?
Right on, Al. You rock, bro.
Welcome, man. All right. Guitar Man 45 in the house. What's happening?
Oh, I hope you're doing excellent, brother. Right on, man.
Right on. Let me see here. OU812. Ryan, what's happening?
Right on, Ryan.
What's going on?
You rock, bro. Right there.
Yeah, I know. Our start times have been all over the place here lately, but that's
we're sketchy, but we are consistently sketchy. I just got to point that out.
Well said, Charles. Well said. That's right. All right. Let's see. William De Silva. Good to see William.
What's on, William? It's good to see you, bro.
All right. Monique is in the house. What's up?
It's good to see you, Monique.
Monique. Good to see you.
Very good to see you. Right on.
Right on. All right. Symmetry in the house.
Right on, bro.
Good to see you, my man.
It's good to see you, brother.
There's Ronald in the house. What's up, Ronald?
Ronald. Right on,
always
bro.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, bro.
All right. John DeShane in the house.
John.
What's up, John?
Good to see you, John. Right on, man.
North of the border up there, Trev and John are. I bet it's still really cold up there.
I was just going to say, it's still cold as hell up there. They're still living in the Great White North at this point.
The Axe, what's up?
Right on, Axe. You rock, brother. Right on.
All right. I'm still scrolling down. Good to see all you guys. Always good to see all you guys. The Lawnmower Tapes in the house. What's up, bro?
Damn, right there, brother. It's good to see you, man.
All right.
Right on, dude.
All right.
Very cool.
Okay. Everybody should be getting or should already have their prize packs. If you have won here on the channel recently, everything is out. There's Jeff K. What's up, Jeff?
Right on, Jeff. It's good to see you, brother. Right on.
It's good to see Jeff. All right.
Hip Metal in the house,
Yeah,
Tony.
Hip Metal Works. What's up, bro?
Right on, Hip Metal.
Nice. I think I've landed at the bottom, Charles.
I think so.
All righty. And if you are just joining, say hello in the chat. It's Tuesday night. We talk Van Halen here every Tuesday. Yes, we do. On a cool Tuesday. It was cold all day.
Yeah. It's a little side note. If we could talk about it, Michael Anthony and Wolfgang have been real cool together lately. Very much so. It's out there. I don't know if you guys have seen what's on YouTube right now, but there's a couple of feeds that are talking about their interactions lately. It's a really good thing. They're both touring wide the hell open. Their paths are going to cross. I feel. I'm calling it, Tony. I'm calling it right here. I hope we're lucky enough to be one of the shows where one of them gets to the other. Now, we're seeing both of these guys. Our odds are good that we'll actually capture that.
Yeah, well, it's possible on the July side of things, not necessarily the May side of things, right? So they could cross paths then. Yeah, it could, but I hope that momentum builds on that Sammy tour like you're talking about.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah,
and I'm going to see Steve and Joe. They're coming to the Belk Theater. It's a Tuesday. I will be absent. Yeah, I just realized that. I meant to call you the other day. I got tickets for Vi and Satriani. They're at the Belk Theater. Me and my son Daniel are going. If you'd like for me to go live some from there, I'd be glad to. I'm going to film the hell out of it.
When is that, Charles?
Tuesday, the 2nd of August.
Oh, okay.
April. I'm sorry, April. 2nd of April.
Okay.
So
we may. We'll talk about it.
But that's going to be so good to get to see. It's going to be great to see Steve. It's going to be awesome. But we're going to see Satch, and he's just warming up.
Hey, Turner, what's happening?
Jay, dude. By the way, you guys, Jay's new merch is absolutely killer. You guys need to check it out if you're a Van Halen fan. Check it out. Seriously.
I think the Main Street's merch page, there's a link down below that you can go find that. Main Street, there's Facebook, Main Street, and a merch Main Street link down. You'll see it. Yeah, it is.
We'll be sporting some very soon. Very cool.
Go get you some Main Street merch. We got some Main Street merch. Jay wants you to get some Main Street merch. But it's badass. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monique, I've got a Daniel. We got Danny boys. That's awesome. Right on. Very cool.
Right on. Yeah, so Charles, I was so excited when this record came out. It wasn't much time in the hype. It was like, really? But I loved everything about this album initially, Charles. I did. The vocals, but I'm a big Roth fan to start with, and I understood, more so than I disliked. But overall, I've listened to that album over and over and over, and it's so good to hear those old songs need some tea. I'm out of coffee.
That's never a good thing.
At the moment, I'm out of coffee. But yeah, no. So, excuse me. There's your set or your song list.
Mm-hmm.
So I think put a 2 album CD out like that to have 25 on there, I think is plenty. You know. Yeah. And those old songs, you know, I mean, Hear About It Later is on there. I really like that. I'll Wait's on there. Women in Love, you know, and Ed plays that intro to that with the right effect, just note for note, just so beautifully, you know, on this album.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
This album never took any flack for Eddie's prowess, for Alex's prowess. I do remember some naysayers giving Wolf some crap, but they were just missing Mike because Wolf did an excellent job.
He did, dude. He did.
You know, it's impossible to not comment on the vocals. This album should have come out more than a decade before it did. I was anticipating it. I remember being at a fucking concert and I think it was in 83, might have been 82 even. Yeah, Diver Down. I was at Diver Down with my buddy Dave, and the subject of a live album by this band was like talked about between us openly. So if it happened with us, it happened with a bunch of people. We weren't the only ones. Now that's very early in their career, but live albums were a thing at that time. Deep Purple had some badass ones and a whole bunch of others. So it was highly anticipated by me, a fan, for a live album from Van Halen. Now, this particular album, the bitter pill in this album is the fact that for me, is that it came out way too late. It's the only live album David Lee Roth ever did with Van Halen.
Right.
Of 2 that they did. One with Sammy in the Sammy era, and one with Dave.
And we're going to talk about that one as well one Tuesday.
And Christopher Silva points out that making 25 song list as opposed to a 35 song list, 35 would be a whole lot better.
Like Guns N' Roses.
Well, yeah, exactly. And we're talking now, the album version of this has 2 CDs. Is that correct on yours, Tony? You have 2 CDs, A and a B.
Yes.
So, excuse me. So there's a lot more music they could have chosen. However, it's kind of interesting to the way that they came to the point of wanting to do a recent live show.
Yeah, well, they were going to use some original demos that they could never find. Okay, and then they were going to use some early club stuff, some live stuff, but
that sounded like shit. They never got the sound quality on that stuff good, right?
So then is when they decided to hunt into the stuff, because they on that tour they were using Pro Tools there every night, and so they let Dave choose which show of all of them. and that's the one that he chose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
But
interesting that he chose that show. It's interesting, they didn't have time to do another studio album because that really would have been cool. Okay, that first and foremost, I would have liked for them at that point in time to not even do what they did here and come out with another studio album.
No Man's Land's up.
No Man's Land, you rock, brother. That would have been totally cool. First and foremost, I personally would have liked that the most. The whole thing about coming back into you touched on that, coming back in and using stuff from the old club days. Everyone would love to have it, but it's overbeaten on bootlegs right now. The sound quality is unretrievable, and they all sound like shit. They all sound like shit.
That. It was like that from day one, back when you got your hands on it back in the early 80s.
Yes.
It was still crappy.
No, it's cool as hell. Don't get me wrong. I'll sit and listen to it, and you overlook the bad for the good, and that's totally cool. But as far as something for them to market and merchandise and put out for the fans, this was sort of an obvious choice. But the way that they decided on this particular show was puzzling to me in some ways, but I have my take on it. Why this? Because he didn't sound really good at any of these shows. None of them. Dave, I'm talking about Dave. Now, what I thought he would have done, because they've got, it's a whole tour's worth of shows, pick a song, make the album a live album from the tour, not from a specific show, and pick his best. And all the other guys have, especially Eddie, publicly said that he was very happy with his guitar playing across the board. And one of the reasons that they let Dave make the decision on this was, number one, he had so much input on the album, on the tour, and it was his vocals that were kind of they wanted him to be happy with what was going out because of the vocals. And Eddie said that his guitar playing, he was very happy with it across the board. He was happy with Wolf. He was happy with Alex. So why Tokyo? Why? They did, I went forward to, let me back up just for 1 second. If they'd have come out with an album and Dave would have gone and picked his best version of that song and put it on the album and given tribute to that concert, that might have actually been a little better concept for the album as far as him being able to pick his best work rather than have to pick his best performance at a show.
I see where you're going.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but maybe thought of it. But I have a reason why I feel that that's why he did it. Dave has incredibly strong ties and has had for decades to Japan. He's done over 300 hours in a tattoo chair being fucking tuxedoed. His body's covered with tattoos. 300 hours in a chair. That's committed. Okay. He speaks Japanese fluently. He has studied their culture for decades. I believe
it was a no-brainer.
I believe it was just strictly an homage to the culture of that particular country. I think he could have, go on, Tony, go on, bro.
He did say that his, I forget the term, but his sensei, the guy, the master of the sword, was at the show, and he gave him a shout out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And but a lot of the couple of times where he's talking Japanese, when they were over there, when they had that hiatus, when they were on tour, Dave just moved over there, stayed over there. Yeah.
He did a Marty Friedman. That's what he did.
Yeah.
I
didn't think about that.
Yeah, I absolutely I love the album. I always overlook Dave's issues, whatever they
We're
are.
going we're going to
You
get
know,
into those issues.
yeah,
I'm going to uncork, but there's reasons behind that um, I think will make you understand a little better why the vocals are so scatty on that tour and the final tour. Um, yeah.
yeah. KXM Rock, Paul Gilbert, same thing. Just like, yes, his wife is Japanese. Yeah. Dave's
Yeah.
rumored to have been dating, not married, or maybe he is married and nobody knows. The same girl for a very long time. Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, all right. Where are we? We are at 9:41. Let me put this set list back up here.
That's a great set list. It really
Oh
is.
gosh.
Um, now, there's still a lot of songs, like we were talking a minute ago about, the 35 songs instead of 25. There are simply, at this point in time, some songs that Dave just can't sing anymore. I mean, literally. So I think some of these songs are some of the songs he can sing the best, possibly. Possibly. There had to be some of that in his choices. Um, this is awesome. It's got Beautiful Girls, Mean Streets, Romeo the Light, Women in Love, Hot for Teacher, The Cradle Will Rock.
Yeah.
All of their iconic cover tunes are here.
Yes, they are.
Although No On Fire. You see that? You know why? Because he can't sing it anymore. And I just want to say that in '82, I was fortunate enough to be at the Forum and watch him blow his voice out in real time. I heard the difference by '83.
But
He blew his
on
voice out in
fire,
'82.
on fire was a staple, a
Yes,
nightly staple from
yes.
their first until '82. So
And
yeah,
some of his best screams, quite literally, some of his best screams, man.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So and this is very bittersweet for a Van Halen fan right here. If you're a Roth fan, you realize that this, you probably have thought this album should have come
yeah.
along
But
20 years before it did.
it does have songs from a different kind of truth on it. So it's very complete. The thing that stands out to me, two things that stand out. We all know that um, after '07, '08, Eddie's playing started to get really, really good in 2012 and continued to get better after. But
And
on
yes, Tony, and
this,
that's why I'm such a
but
fan of Different Kind of Truth.
hang on. But the playing is impeccable. The guitar playing on this album is impeccable. He puts there's the wah in strange places. He started using the wah more, but Eddie really got really in tune in that time frame. His playing got really, really good.
Agreed.
On this album, though, they did use Pro Tools every night. You can hear the bass where you're supposed to hear bass on all these songs. It sounds fantastic.
And they recorded, according to Edward, and I'm going to take him for his word, every single show for that tour. So they had every single venue to choose from when Dave needed to pick his lyrics.
Yeah.
That's just good planning. That's just it's good to have something to choose from. It's good to have a lot of your art to put out there. 1 take, 2 take, take your best shot. 25 takes or more, better. I'm surprised he just chose, I really am surprised he just chose one, because he did, for instance, Hot for Teacher. There were versions of Hot for Teacher that he sent. There's a couple of songs on this album right here where the lyrics or section of lyrics are just missing or flip-flopped wrong. They have a caveat on your actual copy. If you look at it, it's got a red listing on it that'll tell you the lyrics are so-and-so, not this. So the band cared enough to put that on the CD. They cared enough about the production of this CD. That just goes to show you this isn't just some flash in the pants. Let's throw the fans something for a money grab. Not even close. As a fan, like I say, maybe not 20 years, but certainly 10 to 15 years I waited for this album. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. But I will say that there would still have to be songs, even at the point where this album would have come out. Dave did really strain his voice out in 82. I can't make light of it. I heard it in real time. I heard Don Dawkins do the same damn thing. He did it for us. And then he lasted a couple more decades. He lasted.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get into a lot of the vocal understanding after trivia. All right, I'm gonna go there, but you have on the surface to the masses, Charles, this record for people who would want to hear live Van Halen with Dave and finally get to hear the vocals like they are, it turned a lot of people off.
Yeah.
The vocals, it's
Tony, it's
talked about too much though.
Well, the one unfortunate downside to being a Roth fan, is having to have endured the comebacks and the resurgence and the rejoining of these boys over the course of a couple of decades, going in and out with band members, and their mortality catching up with them and having to live the timing being off. It's unfortunate. And Dave, ironically, was the one who beat himself up the most first. I mean, he beat himself to death for us. Physically, mentally, everything. Just to entertain. That's his thing, right? So we watched him burn the candle at both ends, but his body gave out a long time ago. Greatest performer, man. And Christopher Silva made a point. He's an they don't call him a singer, on the album. He's not listed as a singer. He's listed as a vocalist. And that's an interesting observation. That's not by accident.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, yeah. I don't want to open up a whole lot about that now because I know I'm gonna get heated. But now there is a little understanding of the vocals to really enjoy the quality of this record as a whole. I think the vocal melodies, the new vocal melodies. I heard 15 or 20 new vocal melodies on this record that shouldn't be there. Of course, we all did. And it's like, what? Yikes. What is that? Of course, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's also, Tony, that's also part of the, right on, smallmouth guy. When we listened the first time A Different Kind of Truth came out and we listened to Tattoo, we were immediately faced with the missing Michael Anthony and the harmony of his vocals, which the impact that those vocals had on the original Van Halen or Van Halen sound in general is irreplaceable for the original sound. And you're right. You just pointed it out. That's one of the biggest differences that this album put in your face. But it's also the beginning of us getting to know Wolf, his impact on...
Wolf and his dad created some great vocal melodies.
Exactly.
They did.
So I appreciate them. I appreciate them a whole lot. And I've learned to get into them really quickly. It's not like it was a major learning curve. I actually liked the song Tattoo. I liked it. It had a swing to it. Michael missing. Think of what it would have sounded like if Michael would have been there. The song would have been a little different. It had his take on it.
It would have. It would have been Mike, but I look at Wolf and I really appreciate, as a Van Halen fan, but as the what Wolf did, he played those bass parts note for note. He pulled off those vocals, and what convinced me early on was there is a YouTube video up somewhere of a Greensboro sound check from 2012. Okay. And Dave's not there. And
Dave's not here.
They're running through a couple songs, and Light Up the Sky is one of them, and Ed's off to the side of the stage doing something, and Wolf's singing those parts. Ed's still playing, but they're Wolf, light up the sky, just as loud and as crisp and holding those notes. He's a great singer. He could sing early on.
Absolutely. That's just interesting. And just also, just a quick shout out to these guys who throw their heart and soul into covering and creating Van Halen cover bands that we all cherish and relish. Mean Street, North Carolina's finest. The effort it takes to find your inner Michael Anthony and sing harmony like Michael. It's not just about playing the bass. It's about the package. I find that's one of the things I love the most about it.
We all miss Mike. I mean, I love Michael Anthony. All of us do.
Yeah.
But, post Van Halen, I look back on their career, and I must say that looking at what Wolf's doing now, and he was in Van Halen since September of 2007. Come on, dude. He did it. I'm happy that Wolf was a member at the end of Van Halen.
Absolutely.
I hate to see Mike not there. I'm not saying that, but I'm happy as a Van Halen fan to see and know that Wolf was a member of Van Halen during its final years.
It could have been anybody.
And a great member of Van Halen too.
Absolutely. There have been many times where Van Halen has been considering putting this person or that person in place. And, I always expected it to be somebody other than, a family member, always waiting for, Michael to come back. It was always a thing. But no, you're right, Tony. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's just amazing to me how we didn't get like a Billy Sheehan in Van Halen. The last bass player for Van Halen could have been Billy Sheehan. It could have been it could have been all kinds of bass players. It could have been in there. But instead, he chose his son. He kept it in the family. It was by design. There was design here. It's not by accident. David Lee Roth is not the only member of that camp who has forethought and makes good decisions for the future. I think Eddie and Valerie and the camp were looking out for Wolfgang's future since the very beginning. Of course, absolutely. So Van Halen's future is still bright. I will say this. Eddie Van Halen on this album right here, if you'll sit back and just listen to the Tokyo Dome album and focus on Eddie's guitar playing, it is the culmination of Roth era morphed with everything he learned in the Hagar era. I'll even give Karabi, I'll even give the other boys a little bit of an for it because he wrote music with those boys, new great music. It just wasn't what the fans wanted, okay? But Eddie poured his freaking heart into that shit. You get the very best of Eddie Van Halen here on this album, live album. That's a positive that I look at because we've lost Roth's voice. This should have been an album that we heard, a decade and a half before. So you do get really just the very best. You give Wolfgang absolute props on it, but he's playing Michael Anthony's bass lines. Essentially, he's just doing a wonderful job and singing, backing them up. So the other end of this coin is Alex Van Halen. How on fucking point is that man? You don't hear. Look. You listen to it. You tell me if you hear him screwing up. He is the timekeeper. Period. And he kicks ass on this album from start to finish. So the Van Halen boys were in sync at this moment in time. Overlook Dave's flaky vocals, and it's a great ride for Van Halen.
It is. I think the production of it sounds great, man. It sounds absolutely. You can hear the bass on everything. Everything.
So everything that Van Halen has ever done just about has been, okay, they've said it many times. All the band members have said this. I believe it. Noel Monk fucking said it. Templeman said it. They were absolutely due diligent about doing one thing as a band. They videotaped and audioed every flipping thing they did just about. Now, I believe it. And Edward talking about all of the club stuff, its quality is terrible, but it's there. It's there. They have it. It's just not usable in this type of format. But I promise you, as things go on and technology gets better, you might be surprised what they come out with from a Van Halen Club Day show at the Starwood in 77. Okay. The future holds a lot more Van Halen for us. Stuff that we just have no idea what we're going to get.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. But this, as you said, it does mark as the only Roth era. But it is fantastic. Other than timing, you touched on that, but it is fantastic from top to bottom. You can't say a bad thing about it. And I'll get into this. There are new lyrics. That are, chunked in there, like the Hot for Teacher on the last tour. New lyrics chunked in there. But yeah, no, you can't say a bad thing about this album. You cannot. And if you hadn't given this a listen lately, chunk in side one and crank it up.
Yeah, OU812. You're right, Ryan. I'd love to see all the footage too from Live Without a Net. All of it. I would love to see that. It's there. Someone's got it.
Yeah.
I think we'll get to see it at some point in time.
Yeah. I wish there was more of the Oakland stuff from those 3 shows in 81. Yeah.
I
Three
just
little
I
videos.
truly believe there is.
I know.
You know,
Somebody's got it. Somebody's got it.
I do understand that some things are sometimes the audio is just so bad that it's just. One time I was standing in the sound booth at the Whiskey, and Becky was getting ready to do Motley Crue, and I nudged her and I said, "Hey," I said, "make me a recording of this." And she goes, "Sure, no problem." And she fumbled and got a cassette and threw it in, and she said, "You got it." And she recorded the whole show. And it was one big, like a booming sound. It was horrible. It was, I mean, horrible. But I wish I had the damn tape today. You know?
Yeah, I know. There is a lot of stuff out there. The first bootleg I ever got years ago was called Die Laughing. And I think that show is the 77 at the Whiskey, 76 at the Whiskey. And it's chunky, Charles. But the content of what you're listening to is priceless.
Yes.
And it was then too. It was like, oh my God, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Boner Jams in the chat.
Boner
it's good
Jams,
to see you, brother.
up,
right
dude?
on, man. Right on. Bill Gazzari gave Van Halen an ultimatum. He didn't want him playing the Whiskey. You know, Bill Gazzari and Mario didn't really dig each other. They didn't dig each other that much. I mean, I could tell you a couple of stories and all, but they were both businessmen in the same business on the same street, across the street from one another, and essentially. And rock and roll's a rough business, you know. But Eddie was very vocal about it. It's well documented. And he just said, you know, Bill told them not to play at the Whiskey anymore. They'll never be welcome at the Gazzaris ever again. And sure as shit, they weren't going to turn the Whiskey down. There was a step up. It always was. If they were going to go anywhere, they were going to have to upscale their venues and go into different avenues. And they were real good at that. They were great at stretching their wings as best as they possibly could at the time. And
Bill,
so the next couple of years, they just kicked
Bill
ass.
was like the Rodney Dangerfield of club owners.
Yeah.
But yeah, Van Halen played in there 5-6 nights a week, dude. Every night.
Yeah.
For a year, for more than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And then Snow took over. The band Snow is the band that kind of filled their shoes when Motley Crue broke. Just like Rat filled Motley Crue's shoes when they broke.
Right. All right, let's tell you what let's do, kids. Let's take a break, shall we? Time to run to the fridge. Right back. All right, we are.
Hey, Tony, guys, let me check on the dog real quick. I hear scratching.
All right,
Rocking.
dude.
I'll be back in just a minute or two.
We are. That'll be the sound. We're going to venture off into some nearly impossible Van Halen trivia. All right. So for tonight, we're going to score you $1 million VH bucks and a ToneChaser Steve Rosen guitar pick right there. Right there. We'll sweeten it up if you hadn't won here with some more guitar picks. You'll certainly you want these things. We'll put those in there too if you don't have those. If you haven't won here, there's a trivia winner's email down in the description. Scroll down just a hair or two, and you'll email me there to send your name and address so I can send that prize pack to you. And that'll go out tomorrow morning. Watch your mailbox. Yeah, that's what's up. All right. So, a cool question, fun question for tonight. It's nearly impossible, but I haven't read this before, but I heard this lately on the Steve Rosen, Alex Van Halen Lost interviews that he put up the series on his YouTube. Question comes from those tonight. So if you've listened to those, you'll have the advantage. All right. So tonight's trivia game is brought to all of us by Greg at Legend Picks. If you want custom guitar picks, our friend Greg at Legend Picks will gladly accommodate you. Send him your artwork, your specs, what kind of pick, stick, color, texture, size, grip, point, logo, name, etc.
And it's just fun ordering and making your own picks. Yeah, there's something really cool about getting a big bag of picks in the mail. Quentin James just got a new bag. I saw him showing some of those jewels. Quentin's in the chat, by the way.
Quentin,
Tony, I meant to give him a shout out earlier and I forgot. Love you, Quentin.
Busy. Yeah.
Love you, brother. Yeah, he's so cool to work with, man. Very accommodating.
Immersed. I heard that word. I read that word earlier in a post.
There you go.
Along with a couple other words that I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But anyway, hadn't heard that in a while. Just thought I'd do a little poke. Poof.
Yeah. Oh, symmetry. I can make that happen for you, brother.
We were immersed.
We're tight like that, bro. Not a problem. Oh, Lenny Lou's in the chat.
Lenny Lou, what's happening?
Say hello to Mary. Love you, sweetheart. Love you guys.
You are just in time. We are about to pull trivia. So everybody, I trust you're wandering back, taking a bite of your sandwich. I see you getting your chips all ready so you don't spill anything. I know the routine. I do it too. Except I do it standing up, Charles. I shouldn't have said that. You know?
I don't know. I was trying to think of a snappy comeback. I said, well, I'll just let that one kind of fade off in the distance.
That might kind of, oh, God. I know. All right. Everybody.
Oh, hey, Tony, tell Mary we love her, Lenny. Tell Mary we love her and wish you the best, sweetheart.
Yep.
Sorry, Tony. Didn't mean to stop you there, brother.
You're good.
Saw that.
I'm not looking at the chat. I'm looking at this. We're
multitasking, brother. Multitasking.
We're about to bang into trivia here. Good luck, everybody. first correct answer that we see will be the winner for tonight. Yeah. All right. Good luck. Happens fast. According to the recent Steve Rosen Alex Van Halen Lost interview series, what was Jan Van Halen's father's occupation? And that is Eddie and Alex's grandfather. What was his occupation? First correct.
That's a very good question. I believe I see it, Tony.
Hang on. Hang on. Has to be the exact word.
Yeah, they're coming in hard and heavy. I see it, a duplicate of it now.
Hang on. I see it. This is
Yeah.
the first one that I see. Right
That's the
there.
first one I see as well.
Jeff K., you are the dude tonight. Winner, chicken dinner.
I saw Monique answered it correctly. And then I looked back up and saw that, so I wanted to make sure.
Monique, that was her original
Yes.
answer. Her
Yeah.
first answer. All right, so I'll do this in order, Charles, before you go shouting out
Yes, sir.
down the chat. This is our order.
Boner jams. That's crazy. That's where Monique answered it correctly. I saw that.
All right.
Ice
So
cream
Jeff
man.
K.
Good
right
guess,
on,
Rich.
dude.
Right on, brother.
So Jeff K. I'm gonna send you. I know you've won here before, dude. I'm gonna send you some newer guitar picks that I know you don't have yet. So email me your stuff so it's on the top, so I ain't got to hunt for it. Thank you for that, and I'll mail you a nice prize pack out tomorrow. There's the Charles Greene pick. I don't know that you've got that. The All Roads Charles Greene pick, new Brendan B. Squared pick, Ed DeBrill pick in here. I don't know that you have any of those. We'll make sure you do, my friend. Thank you. You rocked it tonight. Yes,
Well
you
played.
did. Boom.
KXM rock. You know, some of the best answers, Tony, are the ones that come in after the fact. Tarot card reader. I'm sold, bro. Oh. See what you did, KXM, brother?
Oh, shit. There it is. All right. Good thing I wasn't having a sip of drink.
Hey, Charles, 75 in is in the chat.
Charles, what's up, dude?
You rock, brother. Right on, bro.
Right on, dude. Man. All righty. Jeff K. is the winner tonight, Charles. Nice.
That's just awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, he was a butcher. I think that came from what episode, Charles? 5, 6?
No, I believe it was early in that, Tony.
I think it came from 4, 5, or 6. I can't think it came.
I'm thinking 3. I'm thinking 3 right now. Or maybe even 2 now that I think about it. It was very early on when he was talking about.
But
he did come back to it in 5. No, you know what? I need to know because Look, he talks around it a couple of spots.
Let me say this and talk around this. I saw something on my YouTube feed today. Okay. I've seen it before, but not in a while. But so apparently, somebody put it and another video from 93 up on their channel, says why it's all of a sudden appearing on my YouTube feed. But it was just put up like um, uh, uh, 10 days ago. Okay. But it is the 88 Japanese special.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of you, it's come across your YouTube feed too, but I hadn't seen it in a long, long time. But it does show Van Halen over there in 88 and a lot of stuff that is really cool that you don't normally see. Really, really cool stuff. Interviews on stage, all kind of stuff.
Nice. Nice.
Really nice stuff. But yeah, so I just that came up. I just watched that this afternoon. I hadn't seen that in seems like years or any of
Isn't
this.
it so cool that we can come back? I do this all the time, and I'm sorry, but when I was in high school, the shit we do right now was Star Trek. All right? It was Star Trek. And so we can go back and we can not look at this once, not twice.
Andy, what's up, bro?
Till we're literally sick of it. And then go back and watch it some more. Amazing.
Yeah, it is nice. It is there to watch, you know, and these shows that keep surfacing, you know. Yeah, it is cool, and we as Van Halen fans, we dig it. I dig it. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, Charles, this album though doesn't really. It's with everything that's happened since, you know, the tour that went with this in the summer after this came out. It proved to be their final tour, unfortunately, and lots transpired. You know, Ed's passing and everything since. Wolf's started his career, but you know, this great live album seems like it gets lost a little bit in everybody's CD player. I think I know it did in mine. You know, you gotta take it for what it is. It is the only Roth era with Dave. Okay, now these, you know, I know it's tough to get past the lyrics for some people. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well,
Now,
you know, if you're a Sammy fan, right there, you've got just a major curveball right there. And
right, but let me make a point here, Charles. These vocals, what you hear aren't horrible vocals. What you hear are new vocal melodies that he is singing to these songs. That hang on.
Hmm?
He is singing. There are new vocal melodies that he is putting in the place of this great music. He's singing those new vocal melodies. Great. And these vocal melodies have weird runs to the ear. Okay. When you hear them with the music sung out loud like that, you know,
because Mike's not there.
But what he is, let's go back. With that in mind, let's rewind back to the days where he would stand up there during Romeo Delight and I forgot the words and couldn't forget the words. Okay. But when he did get the words, he would sing the melodies, you know, correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
He forgot the words. All right. Now, he forgot the vocal melodies. There's guitar players that can't repeat the solos that they recorded on their record and think it's okay to go out every night and play like a different solo to that song like that. But Dave could never remember. It's not that he couldn't, when he really concentrated on remembering the lyrics, he forgot the vocal melodies. You know, he just he could never he forgot he is the entertainment of the band. He's not a musician, he's not musical, he's the front man, you know. It's his job to be colorful and like that. And it was never about him being a great singer ever anyway. It's about him being a great entertainer and a great front man, and that's what he was. But the vocals in this, what you're hearing is him forgetting how the vocals went. He can still get up there where he's going. He can't get that high pitched squeal that he used to do when his box was more raspy. You know, you could get that echo in that squeal. Now it's just a squeal because it's not raspy anymore. It's gone, you know. But
Mhm.
he forgot all the melody of how these songs, and he's just scatting. He's literally in songwriter. He sounds like a songwriter just walking in trying to fit into a piece of music. You know, he's scatting all over the place in different you know, high here and low there and it's not familiar to how the vocal melody of the song that's ingrained in your brain goes, you know, and that's what you get here. So he
Yes.
forgot that. He years ago he forgot the lyrics. Now he forgot the melody. That's what you got.
He, you know, a lot of what Mike did was reinforce the song to the point where Dave, he's, you know, every time I saw him do Ice Cream Man, it was slightly different. Same song, slightly different, little different variation. That's his solo. But every time they would play Ain't Talking About Love, Mike's influence on that band was far greater than you cannot ever dismiss that. It's so incredible, the combination between Mike and Dave. Mike would sing the back, and that would give Dave a foundation in his ear. He would hear that, and it would keep him guided in the song, keep him focused. Why is that important? Because he's jumping around doing aerobics for 2 hours.
He did that was very helpful. Mike being there was a staple in that voice.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did, Quentin. You're absolutely right.
but what I think what Charles is saying is that Mike was more vocally to Van Halen, and not the lead singer, but he was more vocally to Van Halen than just a one part of a two-part harmony.
He was
He was
part
more
of an
than that.
irreplaceable equation that made Van Halen what they are. Took him to wherever level it was. One of the single greatest members of Van Halen was Michael Anthony, period. You know, it's ironic. There's a very small core in the band Van Halen. There's really not a lot of guys when you think about their career. When you actually look at the members of that band who've been in that band over 40 years, it's a very small core of individuals in there, and they would try to bring other guys. Now, these are the people. We have no idea how many people actually auditioned to be a lead singer. We understand there were several. Patti Smythe was a choice at one time. Trying to replace David Lee Roth and keep the band the way it was impossible. It was impossible. So they
It
did something
was.
else. They did something else. Enter Sammy Hagar.
Right. Right.
Mike doesn't get the credit that he deserves in Van Halen. He doesn't get it. I'll say it. He doesn't get it from Eddie publicly like he should. He
Well,
doesn't
Mike,
get it. He doesn't get it from
what's
Alice. No, actually, interesting. He gets a lot of it from Alan. These tapes that Rosen just put out.
he
He
does.
gets tons of love from Al.
Let me make a point, Charles.
Yeah.
All right. So it is, with that said, though, it freed Eddie had the attitude that with such strong vocals, he didn't have to sing he didn't have to sing background on everything. There's a whole lot of stuff. Part of their live sound now, Charles, is the fact that Ed laid off on a lot of background vocals, and all you hear is Mike back there. And that sounds, Mike by himself as background, but sounds fabulous.
It's interesting that
but with Wolf, the comparison with Wolf, it's a two-man harmony between Ed and Wolf.
Yeah. It's interesting. You take the original 4 Van Halen boys and live in concert, Dave could stop singing for 30 seconds and Mike would keep singing and the band didn't lose any of their dynamic.
What's up,
They
Randy?
lost none of
See
it.
you, dude.
You're waiting. Hey, Randy, what's going on, bro? You're waiting for Dave to come back, but the band didn't lose any of their dynamic. Their sound stayed the same. That just goes to show you how important a member of that band Mike was. I'm amazed we're going to get to go and see him here, Tony. We're going to get to hear him sing some of these harmonies, and we're going to get to hear him sing I hope we get to hear him do maybe a Van Halen tune. One that he sings the lead on.
Who, Wolf?
That he's known for.
Who, Wolf?
Mike.
Or
Mike.
Oh! You're talking about Sammy.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Mammoth here upcoming.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm talking about Mike.
Oh, right on. Yeah, man. Yeah. Can't wait for that. That's in July. It'll be in the summertime.
God, there's a lot of Van Halen going on right now. There's a lot of Van Halen coming this year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. We are going to be gearing up here. We're going to Mammoth and Cherokee, Charles and me, on Friday, May the 10th. That is just around the corner. Just around the corner, Charles.
Oh.
Road trip time. It is.
I love that, man. It really is my favorite road right there, Tony. It's a hell of a drive. Hey, in the chat, good looking honky. Right on, man. Welcome to Halenville. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Right on. I saw he made a comment about the whiskey back in the day. Peter North being there. Yeah, and Ron Jeremy. And a couple other individuals. Interesting times, bro. Interesting times.
Right on. Yeah, nice to see all you dudes and ladies tonight.
Cannot forget the ladies.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
great to see you.
And Ryan, OU812 left earlier, and I failed to see it. Be well, Ryan.
Yeah,
you
Ryan,
rock,
good
brother.
to see
you.
you.
Rock, bro.
We were in other screens. Always good to see him and all you cats. R2, R3, Jay Turner of the mighty Mean Street out there gigging. We're gonna do a Mean Street show here soon, Charles.
Good.
Yeah, we are gonna do a Saturday Mean Street experience again soon. Yes, we are. Walla Cries, good to see you.
Right on, Walla Cries. Very
Have
good
a
to see
good
you, bro.
night, dude. All righty.
34,000 in the fruitcake chat right now, brother.
Right on.
34,000. No man's land called it. I love it.
Nice to see everybody. Thanks for being here, too. We'll be here every Tuesday. If you wander in, we talk Van Halen every Tuesday. Next week, we'll be talking Mammoth WVH. Those kids are getting ready to jump on an aeroplane and go to Ireland. Oddly enough, it just was St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, but that tour, they start the 26th, 28th in Dublin, Ireland, over there. Yeah. So everybody too, we wished everyone a happy belated St. Patrick's Day from Sunday. So I hope you had your green on. I had my green on. I didn't wear green, but I was walking on greens all day, Charles.
Oh, dude. I will say that the golf courses have, they've sprouted out real nice, man. The landscapers are wide open. They're making them just as gorgeous. And I am noticing, I know you guys are real busy. I've seen a lot of like carpenter bees and swarming this and that going on.
Yeah, everything's
Um,
swarming. It's on springtime fun. No sleep. 2 hours of sleep a night, and for the next, yeah, it's overdrive. It's wide
wide open,
open
brother. Wide open,
till
man.
Labor Day. Yes, baby. Yeah, it is. But that, yeah, it's fun. It'll go like that. A lot of fun in between too. Little concert action, and I'm going to spend some time on some golf courses and some beaches too, Charles Greene. Yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah, bro.
This summer. Can't wait. Good night. Can't wait.
My
Um,
my friend Johnny is down in Guadalajara right now, and he was sending me back some pics from some fishing he's been doing. Um, I'm gonna give him a
nice.
little shout out right now, Johnny Rock, brother. He's having the best flipping time right now.
Right
I'm
on,
so
dude.
envious. I am so envious.
Out on the boat. I hope you're tuning in. Right on. All right.
And we need to catch another Mean Street show here very soon, Tony.
Yes, we just
They're
talked
out and
about that.
about. I've been
We
keeping an
are.
eye out for anything that's even reasonably close.
Now, me and Jay, we're gonna work up something here, and we're gonna go see the mighty Mean Street.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
and that's a hell of a Van Halen
Hey,
experience right there, bro.
I got to give their merch another shout out, guys. It captures the early '80s vibe to the T. It's badass. It's colorful. It stands out. I'm wearing one of the. I'll show you guys it, but I've got some merch coming from them, and that's the shirt I'm wearing to the Hagar show that I see with Tony. Really good
We're gonna
stuff.
hold you to that.
Oh
I
no,
don't
I'm
think we're gonna
absolutely
forget
serious.
all about it.
I'm serious.
All right, let me send a friendly reminder to all our friends out here. You know, our loyal Van Halen. God bless you for being a Van Halen fan too, by the way. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here too. Celebrate the mighty Van Halen. But for all you Van Halen fans, kids, we do another live stream here on the weekend, and we talk guitar picks and rock memorabilia. We talk about a different somebody every week here. We call it Show Me Your Pick. And this coming Saturday, we're going to show you some picks and talk all about the great Brian Adams. That'll be Show Me
Brian
Your
Adams
Pick
is cool,
episode
man.
number 192. That's this Saturday, March 23rd, Saturday, 9 p.m. Yeah, on the weekend.
Right there.
Yeah.
Boner, be well, brother.
See you, Boner Jams. Hit them straight, dude. Lay up, dude. All right. And so we will be right back here next Tuesday where we talk all things Van Halen and Mammoth WVH. And I am as excited about this tour that is approaching us, Charles Greene. They're going to do a run of the rest of March, starting the 28th, and they're going all through April. In the Netherlands, the UK, Germany, Denmark, Hungary, Czech,
the Czech Republic,
Switzerland. Yes, they are. Yeah, gosh. And then they come back here in May. In early May, they are back stateside May the 4th, and they will wind their way down the East Coast. Charles Greene. Yeah, dude. Cannot wait. So expect us to talk a whole lot next week about that tour. It'll be a Mammoth WVH show around here for sure. We talk all things. We talk all things Van Halen here every week, but this channel, we are dedicated to covering the progress and success of Mammoth WVH and their trek around the globe, playing their music.
Hey,
making their music.
Tony, Monique asks, any plans on doing a Lita Ford show?
We did do a Lita Ford show already. If you go back into the playlist up there, says playlist, you'll see the Show Me Your Pick category, and Lita Ford was probably 50 or 60, somewhere in there, Charles.
Yeah, that's what I want
to say a couple of years ago.
Now it's been a minute.
That was a fun show.
And there's been a lot going on in Lita's life in the last several months, much less the last year and a half. So if you want to do something in the future, it would be a really great show.
Yeah, but
I have a couple of Lita stories that I have never told.
Talk about Lita, but there won't be another Show Me Your Pick Lita Ford. There's already been one.
Yeah.
And no,
I got you.
You can talk Lita Ford any time you want to, though. Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. Never gets old talk about Lita. And she's still out there, too.
She's still kicking it, man. In fact, she just did a version of Close My Eyes in the last week and a half. It just came up. I just saw it. And it's
speaking of versions, we all saw that new David Lee Roth indie version of Jump with him and Russell from some rooftop footage again. He seems like he's been doing a lot of the rooftop stuff from New York lately on his videos. But yeah, kind of a weird take when you think Dave couldn't get any weirder, but a very weird take on the song Jump. Did you listen to it yet, Charles?
I've listened to about 1/3 of it.
Yeah, it just came out today. It's Dave. There you go, new Dave. What can you say?
Um, you know, just throws himself in so many directions and tries so many different things, and he gets a vibe and he goes with it. That just goes to show you he's a lyricist. He's an entertainer. He truly was. I think this all the time. This is just me, as my opinion. He about 40 years, 50 years too late. Vaudeville would have been his shit. 30s, 40s. He'd have been incredible back in the day in vaudeville. That would have been his shtick. And that's what he is. He's a vaudeville entertainer, essentially. And I love everything he does. Everything he puts out there, I always look at it and I say to myself, I said, geez, just the fact that he thought it up and comes up with this stuff, I don't personally dig all of it. No, I don't. But I listen to it.
But do I dig all of it? But a lot of stuff that he's put out through the years by himself, starting with Your Filthy Little Mouth, starting there, okay. I've always loved all of it, but I know, Charles Greene, that I have been in the minority when it comes to that. And all the Roth show stuff, his latest stuff, it to me has gotten really short and inconsistent. There used to be Roth shows that came out every other week, and they were funny, stupid. They had music. You talk about Van Halen and old stuff, and it was a balance. But it was a good Roth show to listen to, and just at the Roth show, just crazy shit on it, but entertaining. I thought still, but his latest stuff has really gotten really short, and like this Jump, where these weird versions. There was another version of Jump not too long ago he put out that. I think you said it, Charles. He's trying stuff.
Always. 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 He can't help it. Being the biggest lead singer in rock, period, wasn't good enough. He wanted to be an actor and produce films and be in movies and fucking do it all.
Culturally diverse. His parents made sure that.
You fucking can't do every fucking thing in life.
He tries
I'm
to.
sorry.
He tries to.
But he tried. He's still trying. I'm amazed. Now, he's quite the film star of his own stuff. All his stuff he did, all the Roth stuff on MTV, made him a TV star. He was the king of MTV. Quite literally a fucking king of MTV. So
he was.
He just you want to talk about
damn right he was.
He's like an octopus. He just had to do it all, man. Every tentacle in every fucking direction. And I bet that drove the Van Halen brothers nuts.
Yeah, it did. He was cocky. Anybody like that.
Geez,
not, you take yourself out of Eddie and Alex's shoes and put him in any brother's shoes. Anybody. It could have been any brother musician. You can only take, but a band needs that. That's the entertainment of it. It's not the musicianship side. That's the spice. You don't want a boring dude up there that he's just a good singer and that's all, but he stands there. He doesn't dress flat. He doesn't entertain Dave was the perfect front man, an example, the epitome of a front man for a rock band. That's the bench right there.
David Lee Roth is the man who got Eddie Van Halen to fucking move. Because Eddie planted himself in one spot and didn't move when he played guitar back in the early 70s. And Dave got him to do it, got him to move around. And then he took it to the next level. Eddie said, "You want me to move? Fuck, I'll move. I'll show you something." And then destroyed his hip, bouncing off amps and shit. Started bouncing off the walls essentially on stage for us. Yeah, Dave doesn't get all the credit he deserves, but he expects all the credit that he wants, and he takes it and gets it when he wants it.
Right. It is. You have to be there. There's a large percentage of people that just don't like the dude. I've always liked him ever since I was a young boy, but in time you grow to kind of understand him and it. You know what it is. I mean, but I mean, it's like when he puts this stuff out, we're talking about the stuff come out today. I mean, it was like for most people, it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this garbage?
Andy Carson, give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut to go. At that moment in time, I remember the first time I saw that shit, and I said, "Oh my fucking God."
And then he leaped off the drum riser.
Point. He was on point. He was back where he was with his fans in the Van Halen bass for a period of time. Period. That was an incredible moment in music history. Incredible moment. And the only thing missing was Eddie. Damn it. The Van Halen brothers.
I wish they could have continued. I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately, all that stuff, Charles, that broke the band up, I think would have enhanced them and made them more popular. I mean, I really do.
It was hard to imagine them being bigger than 84.
I
Because to
think
their fans,
they
were big. Van Halen fans. The world to them is like this. There was Van Halen. They were as big as they ever could have possibly been in 84 because they were worldwide on top of it. So they didn't really need to get any bigger.
Well, I mean, look at it. I look at it like the Prince thing, with the movie Purple Rain. That greatly enhanced that record and tour. I mean, it was a smash, all the way around. I just think that Van Halen, as big as they were on top of rock, and you can't imagine them getting any bigger. But I think I can. I think that if they'd have done because they wanted Van Halen to play the music and had, they not pulled a plug and yanked the cash from the movie, then they would have. He wanted or Dave wanted Van Halen to do the music for it. So had they all been on the same page and let Dave do his shit, okay, I think it would have made them just household names. It would have enhanced the next record like holy fucking hell, sold out.
Interesting you say that, Tony. So they have a real big sort of a clowning around rock band persona in the very early days, 80, 81, 82, Diver Down, videos that came out on MTV, slapstick, sense of humor. The sky was the limit. Yeah, they had all the makings, Tony. They certainly had all the makings for it. It's interesting how when they split ways, there was a lot of Dave, man. It was too much damn Dave. It just was. It was too much Dave.
He did. I think the problem was he when there should have been a lot of moments where he could have been serious and turned off Diamond Dave and still been Diamond Dave, but been cool and a real person about a lot of things, privately and publicly.
Yes.
That if he could have just been serious, it but he, yeah, no, it was he 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 could have toned it down a little more. It's fine for the stage, Charles, and
Yeah.
it's fine for a MTV appearance on a red carpet or whatever. But I mean, there's times to get real.
One great little final thought here is all of the Van Halen bandmates, primarily talking about Alex and Mike and Dave and Eddie. They in their interactions, they always ended up putting their foot in their mouth from time to time. They all said things that they definitely regretted saying, because we all do. Not Michael, though. Very little has he said that's anywhere near the level of, you know, animosity, regret, all of those bad words that bandmates have when they break up. We were talking just the other day, talking about Al and the Rosen tapes and his take on it at the time. And, you got to fast forward. He's talking about Dave just like he talked about anyone? Sammy freaking Hagar. Well documented. Not happy with Sammy at a certain point. Accusing him of a lot of the same things that he was accusing Dave of. I believe they're all true, you guys. There's truth in everything that every side of this Van Halen mountain has, because they're all humans and they all interact.
It is. But too, though, when you have a studio, you have home studio, when you get to the point where you have a little mini studio in your bathroom, in case you have a idea in the middle of the night, you can, but it's double-edged sword. When you got a studio in your backyard, however luxurious, you can just go out there and fucking live, not even come back in the house to shower if you don't want to.
That's what he did. That's
but
what they all did.
That's a double-edged sword, though, because everybody else, a little exception there with his brother. Okay, and he lived nearby too, but Mike lived a little ways away. Dave lived a little ways away, and they're to have some type of schedule, and not, and there's sides. There's Dave's side and Sammy's side, that how things went down. But the fact is Eddie wanted to work when he wanted to work. And that he had the stuff, it was in his backyard, and you should have known. It's like being in a band, Charles, and you're not the owner of the PA, but you got to kind of fall suit with the guy who does own the PA. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that coulda, shoulda, woulda on, Roth, but it was like you say, it was bound to burn out. It was too much Roth, and it was, yeah. I wish, and us as fans wish, it could have continued. It would have been spectacular. Let Dave do his thing. For somebody as so culturally diverse as Dave is, and all of us try to be somewhat culturally diverse, as far as language and things, but his parents made sure of that. And even him as an adult, for somebody to take up, like karate or jujitsu and spend that many hours, and then for somebody to go just out of a whim and train to be an EMT and go out in the field in a nasty market where in New York to be an EMT, I mean, uh, uh, what rock star in their fucking right mind, Charles, does that? None. But that he is so out there, and even right now, he's not happy unless he's doing something, you know. Yeah, but he's done a lot of weird things. But yeah, how he was brought up in his environment, his upbringing, was nothing like the Van Halens. Nothing. He showed them things, and Dave was a cocky dude, confident dude, and smart, and they were good for each other for many, many years, but Dave's role in the band, he played his role out a little too much, and it burned out. It was too much Dave, and that's what happened. I don't think the music scene of the 80s, the rock scene that we loved, was finished, because it wasn't, at that point. But yeah, it's a shame, and we wish it would have continued. And here we are 40 years later still talking about this music, Charles. It was great music. Great music. Yeah.
Yeah, Monique, if I was passed out and I came to and I looked and I was looking in David Lee Roth's face,
yeah,
I'd have known I didn't make it. I'd have known something was seriously wrong, and I would want to know what happened to the universe. That would catch me so far off guard.
I know. Yeah, you wake up in one of your worst moments of your life, and you look up, and there's Dave staring you in your face. Yeah.
And then if he started busting out Ice Cream Man, I'd lose it at that point. It'd be over.
I know. It's kind of wild. All right,
and
Charles.
Eddie, I'd be looking for Eddie too. Absolutely.
We're gonna wind things down. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. And thanks for hanging out. We talk Van Halen, like we said, every Tuesday here. We'll be right back here next Tuesday talking all things Van Halen. Hope you have a great week. Rest of your week, I hope it's fabulous. Hope you're getting a taste of some springtime weather where you are. We are. We certainly getting it here.
Hey, it's cold again though, man. We need to get this cold over.
Yeah, but still though, it's cold couple days, but that's it. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up here on the video. And tomorrow, go back and rewatch this live stream, okay? And copy and paste it over onto your favorite social media site. Say, hey, those guys were talking about the Tokyo Dome in concert last night. That's a great album, great record. Let's not forget the great live Van Halen album. Yeah, it's fabulous from top to bottom. It is. See, if you haven't listened lately, it's fabulous. Absolutely. All right, Charles Greene, any last words for the kids?
Quick shout out to Van Shipman. It's good to see you, brother. You're a little late, but that's okay. You can always watch the replay. Guys, this is Halenville. Around here, it doesn't matter if you go north, south, east, or west. Every single road is going to lead you to some Van Halen. Have a great week. Be well. And don't forget to rock on, people. Love you guys. Be well.